The earth trembled. Deep beneath the ocean floor, a slumbering giant awoke. Lu Long, the nightmare dragon, opened his eyes. They burned like emerald fire in the crushing darkness. He had been trapped for an eternity. 12,835 million years had passed since he last tasted freedom. He stretched, his ancient body groaning, and the ocean floor buckled under his might. It was time for the world to remember his name. It was time for Lu Long to rise again. The water around him began to boil. Steam hissed as it met the intense heat radiating off Lu Long's scales. Volcanic vents, dormant for millennia, roared back to life at his touch. He was a creature of immense power, a force of nature given form. And he was hungry. Hungry for destruction, hungry for power, hungry to paint the world in fire and blood. Lu Long smashed his way upward, shattering rock and magma with ease. He was free. He would make the world pay for his imprisonment. He would drown it in flames. He would feast on the terror of those who dared to oppose him. The nightmare dragon was loose. Lu Long's name was whispered in hushed tones. Even now, after millions of years, the Draconians told stories of his reign. He was their most terrible shame, their greatest threat. He was the devil of their kind, the embodiment of destruction and rage. He had not been born evil, he had been strong, true, a protector of his kind. But something had twisted inside him. A darkness had taken root in his heart. It had poisoned him, turned him into a monster. He ravaged their homeworld, Draconia. He bathed it in the blood of his kin. He became a nightmare made flesh. The elders spoke of his power. It was said that Lu Long could shatter mountains with a flick of his tail, boil the seas with his fiery breath. He was a force of nature, unstoppable, untamable. And he had turned that power on his own. The whispers of his return sent chills down the spines of even the bravest Draconian warriors. They knew what it meant. They knew that their world, and possibly countless others, were in grave danger. The nightmare dragon had returned. The Draconians were a proud and ancient race, their origins shrouded in mystery. They were born of fire and magic, their scales harder than any metal, their hearts burning with the fires of the ancient stars. But even they were not immune to the temptations of darkness. Legend spoke of a fallen angel cast out from the heavens for his ambition and greed. This angel, seeking to regain his lost power, had travelled to Draconia. He had sensed the immense power within the young Lu Long. He saw an opportunity. The fallen angel whispered to Lu Long in his dreams. He fed his pride, his ambition. He promised him power beyond imagining, a power that could rival the gods themselves. But the price was high. The price was Lu Long's soul. Slowly, subtly, the angel twisted the dragon's heart. He poisoned his thoughts, turning his compassion to rage, his love for his people to a burning desire for conquest. By the time the Draconians realized what had transpired, it was too late. Lu Long had become the nightmare dragon. The war to subdue Lu Long was long and brutal. Draconian fought Draconian, brother against brother, sister against sister. The land was scarred, the skies choked with smoke and ash, but Lu Long was relentless, a force of pure destruction. He seemed invincible. Finally, the Draconian queen, a warrior of unmatched skill and courage, faced Lu Long. Their battle raged for days, a clash of titans that shook the heavens. In the end, the queen managed to subdue the dragon, trapping him within a powerful magical prison. Many on the council argued for Lu Long's execution. They believed him to be too dangerous to live. But the queen, her heart heavy with sorrow, refused. She could not bring herself to kill one of her own, even one so twisted. She ordered him imprisoned within the heart of a dormant underwater volcano on a distant, primitive world. It was a prison from which even he could not escape. Or so they hoped. Section 5. Breaking Free. The chains of magic that bound him snapped. Lu Long roared, a sound that echoed through the depths of the ocean, a sound that heralded the return of a nightmare. The volcano, dormant for millennia, erupted as he broke free, spewing molten rock and ash into the sea. He was free. Free after an eternity of imprisonment. The memories of his betrayal, his corruption, his imprisonment burned in his mind. He would have his revenge. He would make them all pay. Lu Long soared up from the depths, a green and gold meteor streaking through the water. He breached the surface, water cascading off his scales like a waterfall, his roar shaking the very foundations of the world. The nightmare dragon had returned, and this time nothing could stop him. Section 6. Whispers of the nightmare dragon. News of the dragon's awakening spread like wildfire. It was carried on the winds, whispered in hushed tones in the darkest corners of the world. The name lóng sent shivers down spines, conjured images of fire and death. The Draconians, their civilization now a shadow of its former glory, felt a chill grip their hearts. They knew what this meant. Their ancient enemy, the embodiment of their greatest shame, had returned. And this time they were ill-prepared to face him. On Earth, the news was met with disbelief, then fear. Governments scrambled to react, to make sense of the impossible. Satellite images showed the erupting volcano, the monstrous shape of the dragon silhouetted against the flames. The world held its breath, waiting, praying for a miracle. The nightmare was real, and it was only just beginning. Section 7. Panic grips the globe. Panic seized the world. The stock market crashed. Cities became choked with fleeing refugees. Governments toppled as people turned on each other in their fear. The world watched in horror as the dragon made its presence known. Long's roars echoed across the globe, a terrifying symphony of destruction. He breathed fire into the sky, incinerating entire forests, turning once thriving ecosystems into barren wastelands. He toyed with human aircraft, swatting them from the sky like flies. The world watched, helpless, as the ancient terror rampaged unchecked. Their weapons were useless against him. Their armies were like ants before his might. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. Was this the end? Had their time finally come? Section 8. The Shadow Descends. The world held its breath as Long descended upon New York City, the heart of human civilization. His shadow fell upon the skyscrapers, plunging the city into an unnatural twilight. People fled in terror, their screams echoing through the concrete canyons. He landed atop the Empire State Building, his weight threatening to topple the iconic structure. He surveyed the city below, his emerald eyes burning with an ancient hunger. This was to be his new domain. These creatures, these humans, would be his playthings. Long let out a roar, a sound that shattered glass for miles around, a sound that sent chills down the spines of even the bravest souls. This was it, the final showdown, the moment the world had been dreading. Section 9. The Dragon's Fury Unleashed. The ground trembled as Long unleashed his fury upon the city. Buildings crumbled beneath his claws, fire rained from the sky, incinerating everything in its path. The air filled with the screams of the dying and the acrid stench of burning flesh. From the ashes of the destruction, a new force emerged. Draconian warships, sleek and powerful, pierced the clouds, their weapons blazing. They had arrived finally to face their ancient enemy, to atone for their past sins, to protect the innocent. The battle raged, a clash of titans that shook the very foundations of the world. Long, enraged, fought with the fury of a cornered beast, but the Draconians were prepared. They'd come for this, trained for this moment for millennia. The fate of the world hung in the balance. Would the nightmare dragon be victorious, plunging the world into an age of darkness? Or would the Draconians prevail, vanquishing their ancient enemy and saving the world from a fiery demise? The battle had just begun.